Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teaching of Rebbe Eliezer Melamed Shlita. Lag BaOmer Sameach. Happy Lag BaOmer to everyone. As we have reached that point in the Omer, feels like we can breathe a little bit. Everybody gets a nice shave, a little bit of music, better mood. But even in our better mood, we continue to daven for Chaylei Tzvagan Yisrael for Shleim L'Chol Petzuei Yisrael and the safe return of our hostages, and we dedicate our learning each and every day Le'ilui Nishmas Seren Daniel Shimon Rav Durum V'Sheli Shemikim Damo. The next chapter, HaMisraglim L'Nusach Eda Acheres. L'Itim Misarer She'ela. So sometimes the following question arises: Adam she'aviv shaykh l'Eda Achas, Aval Hisragel Hispal B'Nusach Shel Eda Acheres. So you grew up, or your father is part of a certain community, but you have become accustomed to davening in a different nusach, or nusach of a different community. Keitzad roi leben lehispalel. How should the son carry himself when it comes to davening? Ha'im k'nusach she'aviv mispalel bo, or k'nusach ha'eda shel aviv? Should he follow the nusach of his father, or the one that he's used to davening? So, really the question is even if, let's say the father is Sephardic, but you grew up davening in an Ashkenazi shul. That's his father davens. So should you daven what you're used to, or should you daven what ultimately your father belongs to? Kechlal, ha'horahi shaminig ha'mechayev hu minig ha'eda v'lo minhago ha'prati shel aviv. Generally speaking, we should follow the minig that the community in which you're in, that what they daven, as we discussed yesterday, and not specifically what your father davens. Amnam. However, if the son prefers and he would rather follow the custom of his father, or he doesn't want to change, or from other reason, he could continue in the minhag of his father. So these are many permutations in this and what happens, so one should always ask a shaila. So it's not that simple. You are used to one davening, your father davens another davening, and your family custom is this, so you should always ask a shaila. She'ela dom heitzaoreh eitel b'nei mishchos chasidim shalomdim yeshivas litvaos v'hisragul yispal sham nusach Ashkenaz. So it happens also that many Hasidic families, the sons, they learn in Litvish yeshivas, and therefore they're not davening nusach Sfar, they're davening nusach Ashkenaz. V'achar sheyotzem ha'yeshiva hislabtu ha'im lahamshich lispal b'nusach Ashkenaz k'shvi shehisraglu b'yeshiva, o she'aleim lachzor l'nusach Sephard Chasidi k'minig harayim. So when they leave yeshiva after many years, the question arises: should they daven the nusach with which they are familiar, which is Ashkenaz, or should they follow in minig avosav, which is Chasidish nusach Sfard? Rabbanim balei nusach Ashkenaz haru. So this is typical. So the Ashkenazic rabbis, these poskim, they paskin shemaker adin aleim lahamshich liispal l'nusach Ashkenaz. Surprise, surprise. They said that he should continue davening nusach Ashkenaz. Shekein ba'avar kol ha'yudi Ashkenaz hispal b'nusach Ashkenaz, because that's the original nusach. That's what everybody used to daven. V'rak lefnei k'masayim shana ha'chasidim shinu es nusacham. And it's only been a couple of hundred years or so that the Hasidim came and they changed the nusach from Ashkenaz. V'af she'achar kol kach harbe shonim ein morin lefnei ha'chasidim lachzor l'nusach Ashkenaz. And even after so many years, we don't insist that Hasidim should go and change and return to Nusach Ashkenaz. Mikol makom mishakvar hisragel b'Nusach Ashkenaz. However, if somebody actually did change by being in yeshiva and you've become accustomed to davening Nusach Ashkenaz, mutav sheyamshich lehispalabo, better he should continue davening that way. Shezeh Nusach avosav hamakari, because this is actually the original Nusach of our forebears. That's the Ashkenazic rabbis. For Rabbani HaChasidim Morim, the Chassidish Rebbes, the Chassidish poskim, where how do you think they poskim? Surprise, surprise again. Sha'aleim lachzor l'nusach ha'chasidi, that they should go back to what they had known originally, which is the Chassidish nusach Sfard minhag. Shem achar shekulim hispal b'nusach Ashkenaz horu gedolei ha'chasidim l'shanos l'nuchos Sfard chasidi kedei shiatim l'kavanos ha'arizal. Because the reason why we switched to begin with is to have the intentions of the Arizal, as we had mentioned before, the windows in heaven, etc. So kavachomer shmei shekvar nol b'mishpacha chasidi she'alav lahamshich lehispala b'nusach chasidi. If the whole reason why we left Ashkenaz to begin with, the Chassidish Rebbe say, is to get into the kavanas of the Arizal, imagine someone that had been raised already with it, and you left for a short time, so most certainly, alachas kama v'kama kal v'chomer, you should switch back to what you have known. Lamaisa, so what do we do practically? Hol v'yesh deos l'kan l'kan, like anything in Judaism, we have an opinion here and there. Rishoy hashol livchor ketzel linhog, so it's a pick-me, it's a pick-em. Anybody could choose what they want to do. V'tov she'is ya'itz al kach im rabo. Certainly, one should ask one's Rebbe what to do. He quotes an interesting tshuva from Rav Moshe Feinstein here in the bottom, also about what happens when someone grew up with one nusach and went to another. We do find that people switch nuschos, and ultimately speaking, it'll be probably what you're most comfortable with and where you can have the best kavana in davening. In any event, we wish everybody a peaceful and restful Shabbos, like Omer Sameach. Please continue davening for Chali Yitzvah and Israel, for Shlomo Chol Pitzvei Yisrael, and safe return of our hostages. Thanks so much for joining us this week. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you here next week. Have a